Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Friday, August 22nd, 2014, around 3:40 p.m. It's turning out to be a nice and sunny day in Billerica, Massachusetts, after being a little bit damp and dreary and some rain showers today. Highs in the low 70s, and it was get out and enjoy it because summer's fading away fast. Next week I hear could be in the 80s. We'll wait and see about that. Some news to report. The Boston Red Sox signed Wesley Castillo, who played for the Cuban national team. He's an outfielder to a 7-year contract worth $72.5 million. Castillo is at least 27 years old, and he's going to be around for a while for the Red Sox. Hopefully he turns out to be a good Major League Baseball player, but with like some Cuban players who at that age, 27, could be a little older or younger, depends how, with like the players from like Hispanic players could be lying about their age. It could be older or younger. It's more likely he's a little older than 27 in my opinion. And that's about it on the news. And one more little thing. The New England Patriots play against the Carolina Panthers tonight in preseason football at Gillette Stadium at 7:30 p.m. It's mainly going to be the second stringers playing the games, because the first string players just maybe play maybe a quarter or quarter and a half. And the preseason games are just to showcase the players who are trying to earn the last few roster spots on the team. That's about it. And my next subject is about the history of Billerica's Massachusetts Yankee Doodle Weekend. Yankee Doodle Weekend is the biggest weekend in the town of Billerica, and it usually happens the second or third week of September, and there's so much stuff to do there for the family and stuff. There's like a parade that kicks off at 10 in the morning. It starts at the Shops of Billerica parking lot, and it goes all the way down Boston Road into the center of town, right by the town hall, and right down to the corner of Floyd Street and Boston Road, where the parade ends, and they go straight into the parking lot of the Marshall Middle School field. And the parade is about an hour long. There's so many people in the parade, like all the organizations in town, all the schools, marching bands, sometimes police and fire trucks of Billerica and other surrounding towns, and a lot more. That parade is very big. And then after the parade, there's a lot of activities at behind Billerica Memorial High School. Like there's a lot of crafts there and other stuff. A lot of food vendors. A lot of vendors promoting other stuff with stuff around town. There's some businesses there, and there's a lot of activities for the kids and families. There's bands being played there, and also a little bit of a moon walk for the kids, and also the Billerica Colonial Mintman stuff, and there's games for kids and stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun stuff. And at night they have around 5 p.m. they have some dinners at the local organizations. Like I know one of the halls has a bean supper, and another one has a spaghetti dinner. And at 6:30 at night on Saturday night for the Yankee Doodle Weekend, they have a band that plays for 2 hours at the Marshall Middle School field. And before the fireworks, display, which is at 8:30 at night. And it's a beautiful fireworks display at the Marshall Middle School field. A lot of families go to it. It's probably jam-packed there. You have to get there very early to get a good seat. And on Sundays, usually they do the same thing over, but there's no parade and stuff. And Sundays, it's usually the quieter of the 2 days. There's not too many of the businesses around there. They still have the vendors and the craft people, and they do other stuff. Usually the stuff they do on Sundays, they don't do on Saturdays, and Saturdays are kind of a scaled back version of the Yankee Doodle Weekend. The Yankee Doodle Weekend started in Billerica in 1991, and it was an idea from one of the former Billerica selectmen named Ralph Crow, who organized this event, and to get families involved in Billerica for a big weekend, because surrounding towns had a big weekend around the last week of September or the next last week of September, kind of like a fall thing, and like it would start in 1991. And remember going to the first one of it. I actually helped out there for the local Boys and Girls Club, because back then they had a penny arcade at Yankee Doodle Weekend. Boys and Girls Club does not have a penny arcade. They don't do a penny arcade there anymore. And, they had a lot of fun stuff over the years at Yankee Doodle Weekend. They had, remember, they had themes. They had Fireman's Mustard. They had other stuff. They had, helicopters. They had hay rides. They had a lot of cool stuff. They even had some radio stations from Boston there, promoting that. I remember when they had Oldies 103.3 and WROR 105.7 and stuff. And there was a lot of other stuff. I think back in the 90s at Yankee Doodle Weekend was much more larger than it is today, because there was more vendors and stuff. And there were different people who were on the committee in the 90s, and they kind of did more. It was more stuff than they do right now. That's not to say that the Yankee Doodle Homecoming right now is good, but it seemed like in the 90s it was much more bigger than it is today. And today they have some of the activities they've done over the years were something to do with the pets and other stuff, and they have a hockey game to end Yankee Doodle Weekend on Sundays at the Hallenberg Rink, which is adjacent to Billerica Memorial High School. I've been going to Yankee Doodle Homecoming since it started in 1991. Most years. Some years I didn't even go because, I had other stuff to do. There was one year that they had to cancel it due to the 9/11 attacks, and another year it rained on the parade, that they had no parade. It seems like the first few years of Yankee Doodle Weekend, it always would have bad weather on Saturday, but Sunday turned out to be a nice day. I remember one in 1995. It was sunny on Saturday, but a rainstorm on Sunday. But it seems like the past several Yankee Doodle Weekends, there's been perfect weather Saturday and Sunday. So, knock on wood, hopefully it's going to be a nice sunny weekend for Yankee Doodle Weekend, which will be September 12th through the 14th this year. And that they always have a theme this year. It's going to be saluting the athletics, and it's supposed to be a fun weekend. And there's always rumors that since for the past 8 or 9 Yankee Doodle Weekends, that this could be the last Yankee Doodle Weekend because of funding and stuff. But somehow they get the funding, and there's so many people who pitch in and stuff, and there's always different people on the committees now, and hopefully Yankee Doodle Weekend could last several more years. This is going to be the 24th edition of Yankee Doodle Weekend, and it's gotten to be very, very popular in Billerica, even though it's not as big as it used to be, but it's still very big. I always get to see some old friends I went to high school with, or friends that I used to hang out with, the Boys and Girls Club and other stuff, go to the weekends, which is pretty good. It's good to see them again, and it's nice, and it's a good way on to have fun and see a lot of stuff. And it's good that Billerica has a homecoming weekend like Yankee Doodle Weekend, and hopefully it could continue on for many more years and stuff like that. And Yankee Doodle is named after Thomas Stinson, who was a Billerica resident around the Revolutionary War, and he was the original Yankee Doodle, I heard. And he was a very good guy, I heard. Thomas Stinson. So billerica has a great homecoming weekend in 3 weeks. Yankee Doodle weekend, September 12th through 14th. Be there. Well, see you later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Good afternoon, friends. Bye.